I just made a video about what makes a woman fall in love with you, but there was one thing missing in this video that I have to include in this video. Let's see what she has to say.
True. So, to summarize the whole thing, women do not fall in love just through attraction, but women mainly fall in love through presence, through consistency, by seeing how strong you are as a man in your own life, by seeing your personal boundaries as well, by having that emotional safety built with you as a result of that. A conscious woman's brain is not looking for excitement or fireworks. She is looking for attunement, alignment, presence, and consistency. Now, this does
Now she's missing one thing, and I have to say the way women describe this sounds so hocus pocus and so woo woo, right? Like the alignment part, the all of those things. It doesn't sound like it makes sense, but we're gonna go to the blackboard, and I'm gonna explain what she says because I think it does make sense, right? We're not talking about her being obsessed with you. Because that sometimes can be trauma, and that a lot of times evaporates as soon as you validate her. This type of love is long term. In fact, it doesn't feel like you're in love. There's no excitement. It's a consistency. It's almost like the same feeling you have with your family, right? But with somebody else. Okay. So and a lot of guys, unfortunately, when they experience this type of love from a woman, they actually sabotage it because it feels awkward. I'm not kidding with you. Like a lot of guys are only used to women obsession, never loving. It's in a whole different realm, okay? And I'm gonna include the one element that she doesn't include in this video, which is absence. How absence actually makes a woman fall in love a little bit faster than usual, okay? So we're gonna go to the blackboard. I'm gonna give you guys how to do it. And if you guys want to work with me one on one, go to mindfulattraction.org. Let's go to the blackboard.
Honestly, I think this is the most important thing to understand because if you don't know how people fall in love, you're going to be doing the wrong thing. For example, when I was younger, I thought that to make a woman fall in love means keep her at a distance, push her away, be mysterious. The issue is that yes, that does make her fall in love, but it makes the wrong type of woman that I want to fall in love. It only makes the type of woman that falls in love will be the types that are avoidant, the types that like distance. And anytime I met a woman that I liked, and I was more into women who were more mysterious, my creepy, needy sides actually pushed her away, right? The problem with that is that that actually makes women who are avoidant, who like to be alone, it turns them off. My needy, I want a relationship type of side. But if I met a woman who wants a relationship, my distance actually turned her off, but my needy, creepy side might actually turn her on. And the problem is that a lot of the times we don't notice that what we're attracted to don't like our behavior. And we also don't notice that they're not the only people out there. Like, honestly, you have to be self-aware of the types of people that you're attracted to and why that is, right? Because if you want a relationship, for example, like if I just want a girl, but my behavior is such that only attracts a woman who's an avoidant, well then I have to look inside of myself, right? I have to understand why that is, right? And I have to understand what I'm actually looking for. So with that being said, let's not talk too much. Let's find out what that is. And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and then you'll be able to book a one-on-one phone call with me. And to get more videos, join our Patreon or become members by clicking on the description down below. You do that now, or I'm closing the channel, okay? I broke it. I'm angry today. All right, so the first type of attraction is called a projection. Usually, avoidance, people who like to keep people at a distance, fall in love through a projection more. Usually, people who are traumatized fall in love through a projection more than most people. So if you want a long-term girl, long-term guy, you don't want to go through the projection route. But if you want something short-term, the projection route is where to go. Why? Because long-term exposure to someone fades away the projection. Getting close to someone again and actually getting to know them fades away the projection. That's why, you know. So essentially, what is a projection? Well, pretty much is you remind them of someone with loose ends. Okay, so it could be maybe you look like an ex that dumped them. So then you want to date them and you unconsciously want to be with them because they actually, in your mind, it's almost like if your dog dies and you had a golden retriever. So then you buy another golden retriever, and it's almost like if you're psychotic enough, it's almost like the golden retriever never died. You could almost like start the game where you last let it off, right? And you know you're being projected upon because they fall in love with you quickly. And the way that you go from projection to actual love, because again, it's pretty much obsession, it's not love. The way they do that to reverse the dynamics, if you're seeing that somebody's falling in love through this, you just slow them down and say, hey, let's go a little slower. Hey, let's go a little slower, set boundaries. It cuts it off. And sometimes they might leave you because they really just want the fantasy. Or sometimes they actually might work it out and they might end up genuinely falling in love with you. But a lot of the times you break these projections down by slowing them the fuck down. And sometimes it might be they misinterpret love with unfulfilled desires and trauma and unhappiness and boredom, right? This is what Casanova did a lot, where Casanova only went after women who were from small villages. Why? Because by seeing him, he looked so extravagant, so city-like, that he became exotic for them. So he was going after their unfulfilled desires of being bored. They meet someone who's from another country, and now they project upon their unhappiness upon him. And they're able to live the life of the adventurers through having sex with him, right? That's pretty much it, right? Nothing wrong with this, honestly, but you gotta, because there's always a certain amount of projection, you know? The problem is that when it comes from a place of trauma and deep unhappiness, that's when it becomes toxic because it's really fast and they have a tough time seeing you. And a lot of the times people objectify you. And they pretty much put you in a role based on what they project. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing. So let me give you an example. It's like if you meet an escort and when you're with them, you're projecting because you're treating them as sex objects, right? And if they try to have a conversation with you, a lot of Johns will actually say, hey, let's get this done and leave, right? It's a projection. They can't see you any other way. And that hurts, right? Because if it lasts long enough, you get resentful. Especially like, for example, if somebody has, if I'm dating a girl, she had daddy issues, she'll almost like be very infantile around me. And or even she'll treat me like her dad. Like it's pretty much like that. We're gonna go to a quick little commercial break that applies to the subject of this video.
Now, if you guys enjoy this type of content, check out my course, Dark Game, or like I like to call it now, the Complete Man. It's a course that I created for guys who have no idea how to get women in their lives. As you guys can see, I have attracted a life that brings women into my life. I do a lot of social events, art events, meditation events, and I don't do that to get women. But what I notice is that it gets women into your life, right? And in this course, I teach you guys how to do this. I teach you. So that means even if you're friend zone, if you're the type of person that lacks assertiveness, if you were raised by a single mom and you didn't know how to get women, well, this is the course for you. It teaches you how to overcome approach anxiety, how to take action, because a lot of the times you watch these videos and you don't know how to take action, how to break patterns, how to build social circle, a pickup artistry course, right? Understanding your dark side, a bunch of things that helps a guy improve their dating life, right? Where we talk about how to find your purpose, female nature, the mindset game, the outer game, right? How to get her number, how to damage control, how to create competition, first date using vulnerability, online games, social circle game, how to get threesomes. I mean, the whole shebang bang, right? And the beauty about this course is that there's a 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you could just let me know and get a refund. There's the basic course, which is $99, and then there is the one with the bonuses, like that I just read to you. So just look through the sales letter, and there's actually some free clips that you guys can watch, right? I think so, right? No, there isn't, but yeah, just look at it. Let me know if you what you guys think of it. You just give it a try. If you don't like it, I will give you your money back. I've always given people refunds. So yeah, man. Hopefully, I can see you guys inside, and let's get back to the video.
The next thing is that drama love. This is what I call Bronx mode, Florida mode, or South Side of Chicago mode. And these people thrive on drama. They thrive on fighting. And they cannot connect with you if there's no fighting. They can't have good sex with you unless there's not an episode of Jerry Springer. And with these types of people, like I said, it's pretty obvious. They fall in love through the trauma of drama, because they see it in their minds. They see drama as an expression of love. But it's not just that. It's really the reconciliation. The reconciliation after drama is how they feel love. And so it's almost like somebody who it's like cutting yourself in I don't want to say that on video, but you know what I'm saying? And what that does is that it makes you're hurting yourself so that you can feel the relief, right? You're inflicting pain so that you can feel relief from it. And so it's kind of similar to that. With that, a lot of times they can be masochists, people who like the pain, who like the drama. Don't be with those types of people. And if you are that, nothing wrong with that, but you have to heal. And you have to realize that you're not really attracted to them. You're just attracted to the state of drama. The next thing is this is the non-toxic side, and that's through the mere exposure effect. That's why if a white girl, for example, is attracted to a lot of black guys, if you notice, most likely she was raised in a black neighborhood. If an Asian girl is attracted to white guys, most likely she was raised in a white neighborhood, right? You are attracted to what you see. That's why studies show, this is not even funny, that if a dad has a kid, that if you have siblings and they kind of look like each other and they separate, they have a high likelihood of becoming physically attracted to each other, like because of just the familiarity, right? People are attracted to what they look, but also there's an unconscious attraction to how we look. It's crazy. So mere exposure is pretty much when you see something long enough, you get attracted to them. And this is how people fall in love with people that are not their types. This is why you'll see the 40-year-old guy with 25, 30, like that. I don't know if that's a big age gap, but you know what I mean. Or that's why you see the ugly guy with the hot girl, because most likely that ugly guy was working with her. Or let me give you an example. Maybe he worked at a theater and he was a good actor, but he was the ugliest one. And she worked with him for a few months, and eventually she one day woke up and realized she was in love with him. Like over time, because your defenses are down, they're not hitting on you, you develop feelings for them. So that is pretty much, that explains a lot of people, and this is why people marry those who have proximity. This is the biggest predictor of who you're gonna marry. You have a higher likelihood of being with someone who lives in your area, who lives closer to you than someone who's in fucking Timbuktu. And the reason why is because most likely you see them every day. Seeing someone every day causes you to fall in love with them. The next one is boring time. Not Bronx mode, not when you are watching, not when you're on the trip, but when you spend time together, like simple things, cooking, eating, watching TV. Over time, those memories, when you look back at them, because they're so boring, it causes the brain to exaggerate them, to edit them, to make them more hyped up. And that hype process is felt as though when you think about being with them, because of that experience, you want to be with them. It looks more extravagant, and you end up falling in love because your brain is alchemizing simple memories into extravagant memories. You're not just remembering the fact that you watched TV. It's the fact that it was exciting and you felt this crazy thing. You felt so in love. And so that causes people to fall in love when you alchemize those simple memories into crazy memories. And the beauty about this is that you don't need to do much. You just have to be simple, like just be there, like a statue, like exist. And naturally, their brains will do the dirty work for you. You don't have to do much. I prefer that you don't do too much. We talked about this, the familiarity, right? Where you kind of look like each other, where the white guy will be with the white girl, the Asian guy will be with the Asian guy, but also accent, right? It's not just the fact that we look like each other, but if you're in a foreign country and you see someone who has a similar accent to you, you have a higher likelihood of being with them simply because of the accent, of the cultural similarity. So the next one is physical and even biological. Biological familiarity, right? People will literally fall in love with each other more if they have more similar biological. It's kind of creepy, but yeah, it is what it is. The next one is a Romeo and Juliet effect. Pretty much, conflict makes the relationship forbidden, and usually rebels are the ones that like this more. Rebels are the ones that will create this. And usually, you know who these people are? People who have a strange relationship with their families, people who don't talk to their families, people who hate authority figures. Usually, these are the ones that will fall for the Romeo and Juliet. And it doesn't have to be, like the fact that maybe a Pakistani or a Palestinian and a Jew, right? It could be that. But also it could be a black versus white, or poor versus rich, those types of dynamics. Whatever it's forbidden, they pretty much get into it, right? And that sometimes it could be age gap relationship where she's 20 and he's 40, and vice versa, right? If they're rebellious, they're gonna find that hot, right? Yeah, I think that's how people fall in love, man. I prefer boring time, which is pretty much the slow burn over time. This can also be through the friend zone, right? That's why I tell guys, put women in the friend zone, because it's something that they don't expect, but it makes them work hard because they're in the friend zone. Now they gotta escape. If they like you, you'll notice that they're gonna do something to escape the friend zone. And yeah, that's it, man. Honestly, and I'm thinking, right? How does absence add to it? Well, you don't have to. Absence is natural. You're not gonna be with them all the time, right? So absence, I hope you got shit to do. I hope you got some shit to do that you don't have to ask this. So you can't be spending 24 time with them, Absence is similar to sleep. When you study something, you need to sleep so that the memories can be reconciliated. When you spend time with them, you need to be absent so that then you could recall them and you create memories and you recall them. And when you recall someone, that's in the moments of recollection is when you realize you're in love, right? Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.